You should be angry, yes. What do you do with the anger?
And how do you communicate?
Do you want to, because you're angry, you go look for your moshene friend and they start gossiping, enjoying the time.
I don't have a moshene friend. I don't do moshene. Moshene is gossip. Yes. I don't gossip. Don't discuss your partner with your moshene partner. Instead of having a moshene partner, have a real, true prayer partner. Ask them, what does the Bible say about this thing? Man, I'm so angry. I want to communicate. I know we all have our issues and we're growing. And you ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me?
Yeah.
Where is it coming from? You probably have an unresolved issue in your brain.
Yeah.
So your brain is telling your emotions, hey, we are not happy.
Yeah.
We are not happy. So it's a signal. Feelings are like signals. Even anger, it's a signal saying there's actually something that we need to address.
Yes.
Yeah. And not feeling anything is actually a cause for alarm.
Yeah, true.
It's a cause for alarm. If someone has actually done something to you and you don't feel anything,
check again.
Check.
Yeah.
Because probably you have suppressed feelings too much until now you don't have feelings anymore.
Okay.
Like in the marriage setup, when I hear people saying when their wife stops nagging, when she stops complaining, when she stops pointing out things, she has already left.
Where?
Hey babe.
Hey.
Mambo.
Poa.
Kofiri.
Kofiri.
Andaleaje.
Azte kuna leo bali. Ni yangu lazima niangalie.
I thought you would say something nice, something.
Yes, it's something nice.
No,
about my
to
glasses.
me. No, between me kutu meniangaliaje. Alafu sasa uniambie follow up na kamstari. To rewind.
Yeah, let's rewind.
Hi babe.
Hi.
Meniangaliaje. Let's give this another try. Guys, don't Hey babe.
Hey baby.
Mambo.
Iti.
Meniangaliaje.
Nimekunywa.
Like a drink. Mishindaje.
Fiti. Don't know for me. Have a good day so far.
Good stuff. Here we are.
Yes,
We're back.
Yeah, we're here. Thank God.
Yeah.
Not to see us through. Now you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you yourself?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Sawa.
Hi people, thank you for tuning in to Ready to Mingle.
Yeah.
We're mingling here, the Rukenya'S.
Yeah.
And today we're talking about...
We finished up with what we started last week.
Yes, we're talking about anger, and we got to a point and we were talking about how we express.
Well, you got to see that though the anger is an emotion, it may look negative, but indeed it's encouraged by the Bible.
Yeah.
You should not suppress it, you should not hide it. Express, be angry, but there's one thing you should do within a parameter.
Yeah.
Parameter is that don't you sin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not sin. Be angry, but do not sin.
Yeah.
And do not stay angry beyond the sun going down.
Yeah.
So the Bible does not tell you do not sin. And I am of the school of thought that you are allowed to feel whatever you are allowed to do. To feel.
Yeah.
Feeling angry, feeling annoyed, you're feeling whatever you're feeling. I am also of the school of thought I should be allowed to feel what I am feeling.
Sure.
Yeah. But what we do with those feelings is what actually matters. Yeah. So when you feel whatever you're feeling, you ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me?
Yeah.
Where is it coming from? Is it right? Is it a warning? Because a feeling might come, you might feel you might feel like you are alone, but uko na watu. It's not like you're alone, but you're feeling, it's a feeling that you have. You're feeling that I am alone, I am not wanted here, but you're with people. Okay, so now you need to check that feeling. Why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
What is informing my brain to give this kind of an expression?
Okay.
Yeah, so then you go to the root, because every feeling that you have is an expression of an underlying root. So there is a root. You probably have an unresolved issue in your brain.
Yeah.
So your brain is telling your emotions, hey, we are not happy.
Yeah.
We are not happy. So it's a signal. Feelings are like signals. Even anger, it's a signal saying there's actually something that we need to address.
Yes.
Yeah. And not feeling anything is actually a cause for alarm.
Yeah, true.
It's a cause for alarm. If someone has actually done something to you and you don't feel anything,
check again.
Check.
Yeah.
Because probably you have suppressed feelings too much until now you don't have feelings anymore.
Okay.
Like in the marriage setup, when I hear people saying when their wife stops nagging, when she stops complaining, when she stops pointing out things, she has already left.
Where?
Even if she's in the house, something will happen and she'll be like, all right, it's okay. She left, she's on a totally different path. She's probably on the path to graduate her children.
Where?
She's on the path to secure her image or your image or the man's image, but she's not in the union. So when you catch yourself not feeling what you're supposed to feel because of what has happened, then you need to check yourself. So we tell people when we are counseling people who are going through grieving or they're responding to crisis, you find somebody who is sad, they are crying, they are feeling confused. Why are they feeling like that? It's a natural response to unnatural causes or situations. A situation that was not supposed to happen, but it has happened. So what you're actually feeling, what you're going through is natural. It's a natural response. So now when we come into the context of marriage, a partner is feeling angry.
Yeah. And he wants, and they wonder. The first thing they wonder is, you're angry, and then you're like, doesn't he see that she needs to see? So that disallow instructs on how you will react from there.
Yes.
If you're going to say he's ignoring, or they're ignoring, they know they must be knowing, but they're ignoring.
Yeah.
So this makes you double mad again.
Yes. Like me, I'll do that. I'll feel like maybe I'm angry at something that you have done or not done.
Yeah, not it. Yeah.
I expected you to do something, you didn't do it, so I'm now angry. I start asking myself, why did he do this? So everything I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Instead of asking myself, why am I angry? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling?
Yeah.
So if I can justify the feeling, then even in my communication to you, I might be able to even communicate better. Yeah. Instead of saying, you're ignoring me, you don't even see me. I'll come on to you like, I'm feeling like, I tell you what I'm feeling. So I'm communicating feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not attacking you. Because when I bring it out like, you don't see me, you've abandoned me, I'm attacking you now.
Very important. How do you express that anger?
How do you express?
Very important question. Because how you address it, actually how you just enter the first word, you know if you're on the inside or you've lost it already. I like how Jimmy and Karen Evans put it. Jimmy says he would always introduce a conflict by saying that we're in the same team. That's a statement he used. Well, dear, can we talk? Yeah, we can talk. Well, I wanted just to know first that we're in the same team. That's how it starts. It's nice. Yes. So and how he has allowed it to be that it can be a safe place for you to be allowed to speak. Yeah, you be this is a safe place for you. Yeah. So I like that approach. So the way you start very matters a lot. So and then how you it's not that as you're saying you put it, you say I feel, so that you allow yourself also to know you could be wrong.
Yes. Yes. That's very important.
Yeah.
Because what you're feeling, you are the one who is feeling what you are feeling.
Yes.
And you're feeling what you're feeling because of your interpretation.
Yes.
You have interpreted something that happened the way you did. And your interpretation is what has caused you to feel what you have felt.
Yes.
Maybe they did, yes, they may have done something wrong, but it is you who has interpreted that it was wrong. Yeah. So even when you're communicating it, when you start like that, I feel like what you did wasn't right. Now you're bringing your perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look like you're attacking your partner, and so then I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Then now you come in and say, "Oh, really? I didn't mean to make you feel that way." Yeah. And then now you address what had happened.
Yes. Very important. So that when you have those expectations, those assumptions, they're all on you, not on the other person.
Not on the other person.
Yeah. So that we become, after it's been explained that way, and both of them have come up and spoken the same way, it brings everything to the level ground, and now everyone is sober and wants to really look into this thing. Yeah. You could be not wrong, but your partner cannot see that. They're not seeing that.
Yes, they're not seeing that wrong.
So indeed, with that kind of now you brought everything down and they're chilled out, then they can be able to see why you're saying you have that feeling.
Okay, so because if you begin by attacking, the other person will defend. So it's gonna be a fight instead of conflict resolution. Not like we have a problem and we are solving this problem. It will be we are fighting.
It will be a fight.
It will be a fight.
So everyone with that, what comes next is raising of voices, tones change, body language, and all that leads to all the way to extremes of aggressiveness. Because of how you start the conversation.
There's this statement that will come out. You will hear people say, I don't know if I've ever said it, correct me if I'm wrong, saying, you made me angry. Umenijamisha. It's you've made me, like you're putting the burden on your partner. So now the question would be, how do you tell your partner that they've hurt you?
In what words exactly?
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree it's a feeling, as you say. I feel like express a feeling. I feel hurt. So start from there. I feel hurt. Instead
of saying you've hurt me.
No.
I feel hurt.
Yes. Express. Then if it's something you can say it. It was said. It was a word. It was in words that it was wronged. Repeat those words in the same way that it was given. So say it again towards them so that they can feel, they can really relate. And then show them how that word, that sentence missed a mark somewhere. It didn't come out well with the words used. It's interesting because it's a very interesting place, because you find in conversations wherever two people are in a place where they're starting to speak up, nobody, at that point you find, everyone finds the other one with a fault in their communication. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, there's always something about the
The communication, yeah.
Either something that wasn't said, or something that wasn't said
rightly,
or something that was said outside the right time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's usually to do with communication.
Yeah. So it happens, and I'm not an expert in communication, but I'm just thinking. It means the two of you have to work out these things together. That allows, therefore, a place for communication, as you put it, so that you don't have one person who's deprived from speaking. Because you see, whenever you start talking that way, somebody will tell you, please don't use that word on me. Don't put it that way, though you're putting this wrong. So you're making this other person to think, maybe I'm wrong, let me be quiet.
Yes.
So it's okay, let them speak as they're speaking. Also, you allow also to speak as he speaks. But it's good to allow another person to speak through. So that you're not spoken at, you're spoken to. Let them speak through. Let them finish through.
Finish through, see everything instead of interrupting.
Interrupt.
Yeah, so I've seen that with us. When there's an issue, one person will speak, just share everything that is in your heart. When the other person is quiet.
Yeah.
And then now, when it's your turn to speak, then you respond.
And we normally say don't miss a response. Don't get a place you have nothing to say.
Yes.
Try to say something.
Say something.
It helps a lot.
It helps, and it shows that what is said, what the person is feeling, matter, and that person matters.
And that person matters.
Yes, and that's why they are saying, I feel.
Yes.
Not you did.
You did.
Because when you say you did, what is the subject of?
You remove the object. The subject now is turned to the guy, to the person.
Yeah. So when you say I feel, then you because this is what you did. Yeah. So then now you can focus on the feeling. The person can say, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. Yeah. So there's something you usually ask, like when we're having to deal with an issue. You ask, what could I have done better?
Yeah, it's important.
Why do you do that?
Allowing yourself to know that you don't have to be right. I don't have to be right. And that I'm accepting there's something I don't know. Because you see, when I ask that question, you tell me probably next time you do this, and then I look and just say, oh, really? So there's another way to this. Because I might be thinking I know that I'm in touch of all things.
Your way is the right way.
My way is the right way. However, I've been doing it for years, it's the right way. But when I allow you to now give me a perspective or another perspective, I'm like, okay, so there's another way to this as well. Then I also understand what that took, wherever you've come from, wherever the other people you've been handling before, these are totally different people.
Yeah.
Totally different people. This one has gone through, she has their own scars.
Yes.
Scars from past which you don't know about. Yeah.
Plus there is growth. Even within the marriage, each individual is growing. Like you're growing as a person in your career and in everything that you do, you're growing. I'm also growing in what I do. So you will find that even in growth, there are some issues that were not a bother before. Now they are. There are some issues that were a bother, but you're like...
Also remember, the space I grow is not the same pace you grow.
Yes.
Yeah. So probably that's why sometimes we want to hear what the other would want, would rather have gone. You find where they're at. You find out. It seems we still have to walk more time, more miles with this person. In this area until you get to a desired place. Patience is key. No one is telling you you should grow at the same rate and at what speed.
Yes.
And growth eventually will come. Nobody's stagnant. Nobody's static.
Nobody should be.
Nobody's static. Everyone grows, but at what speed? But also, it's good. It's good when you're in touch. You don't want somebody to grow, and you miss a part in that growth. You know how you say,
You've changed.
You.
I don't know you. What happened to you? Who's this? Are you the same person?
Because you missed that growth.
Yeah. Should actually grow together, even if you're not growing at the same pace. Like now, what we're talking about, communication. You should at least be on the same bus.
Yes. At least be in the same bus.
Be on the same bus. You're going in the same direction.
Destination moja.
Yes. Yeah. Although one person may be slow, probably they're still missing. When they talk about their feelings, they're still coming on to you.
Yeah, they have to come
strongly.
Yeah.
But at least if there's a conversation and there's a a journey you've established, we're taking this journey, then the other person is able to help you. Hey, remember what we talked about? There's a way you've expressed that. I don't think it's right. So then you're in agreement.
I also believe something that has been repeated more than once, as a concern, or not even a concern, but just a communication. It therefore needs attention. It should not be ignored.
Yeah. So if your partner has raise an issue more than once. Then sit down and talk about it.
Yes, and make sure you create time for it. That's why you miss the growth. Because if you make them keep quiet, you never know it. When it changed, never. You'll never know it changed somewhere along where. So I think that's part of it.
And so that now, when that happens, when your partner grows and leaves you behind, that is where now distance, that particular growth creates distance between you. That's inafika place unaanza kusema.
We're not compatible.
I feel like we are very far. Distant. We are distant.
There's a drift.
What happened? Are we on the same page? You're probably not even fighting.
No, you're not.
You're not fighting. You're not having any issues. Everything is working on well, but you feel like this person is far away.
Yes.
Have you ever felt like that?
No. I know when sometimes when you're not, you're angry and you're still working out. But it's because you told me that's what happens in daily. I would not have put a finger why you always are here, but you're not with me. It's a very strange area last time, because I don't know. Is she touchable? Can I even dare? I ask myself so many questions. Is she approachable? I don't know. Do you want to try? No.
So there are conversations going inside of you.
Yeah. It's just she's past here. Do you want to call her, say hi, something? No, don't eat one.
So now in my head I'm like, I can't even say something. Probably he should have just touched my hand. Even if there's no communication, there's that attention. Sometimes there would be attention, because we're not saying that these things are going to happen in a very nice environment. There will be tension in the atmosphere. It'd be like, wow. And also there will be, who was I listening to? I had somebody say that if you're not ready to have hard conversations,
stay out of the kitchen. The answer that say hard conversation, then do what?
Don't even try to get married.
Yeah. The same one which says if it's too hot, the kitchen, you can't handle the heat.
Stay out of the kitchen. Because in marriage you will have hard conversations. Yes. We tell people in dating, have hard conversations. They're even harder in marriage.
Yes.
Because now this is real.
This is real?
In dating, in courting, you're testing the waters and trying to see whether, this thing is going to work. But once you get in, there are even, and myself, I have experienced hard conversations. Yes, they have been hard because I'm not that kind of person of expressing I'm not so good
No.
at expressing. I'm not confrontational. So it's difficult for me.
How did you? What happens? Because you see, for you to have a word, or rather to express your anger, at that point is when you take it. You may take it a chance for you to make the other person feel guilty.
That's what I do.
Yeah, you make him feel guilty. You make me feel guilty. You make me feel you condemn me. You know, like you say, no. What? How can I put it?
I show you faults.
No. This is. I have to get it. Like how you see, like what I remember mostly is my mother. She used to say, "I'm walking me up. I'm a donkey. I'm the donkey of the house."
Mm-hmm.
So everyone feels bad. Why are you doing that to her mom? Mm-hmm. She wants to fall like the victim. Mm. So sometimes I pick that from you as well. Mm-hmm. You want to fall like to become the victim. Mm-hmm. You say, okay, maybe it's because I'm not worthy to. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm okay. Maybe it's because I'm not. You just walk with me here. It's true.
Yeah, I think I struggle.
You're making it. You victimize yourself. You want not to. I don't know. I don't like that. That trip is normally another one which is interesting because now you don't know, do I address that what she's saying now or the issue? This is what the issue is that probably I'm not worthy of this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can't explain, but so I take time to speak. But sasa nikifunguka, when I speak, I want to say everything, including everything I was feeling. Oh, yeah. And the conclusions that I made.
All of them?
All of them. So I just... and that's why...
So that comes from one of the conclusions?
Yes. So it's one of the conclusions. Yeah. It's one of the conclusions. So because you decided that this is the direction you want to take, you did this and that. So now... it's okay. Now I'm not even...
You see, I'm saying, I've created time for us to talk about it. So at least this thing should be, we should now, we will walk forward, not walk backwards. You get?
Yeah. Now when we start talking, I start
backwards.
From... Yeah.
Yeah. So you wonder, now, is the beef just starting or is this a beef? Yeah.
But now let me ask you, when I bring out everything like that, does it end there or does it continue for days?
No, at least as you know, the beauty is that we are talking.
Yeah.
That's at that point it is communication.
Yeah.
So because now I know the last thing that happens was that you said, you eventually said, so now what do we forward? I said, okay, now we are talking. And then they're like, probably we should. Was it about budget? What was it about? Yeah, I can't. But you, at least you said probably we should.
No, it was about spending. How and where the money is coming from.
Oh yeah.
When money comes in for this thing, do we keep it?
Yeah.
So for me, I am for. This is the reason for this money.
Is it there?
It's locked.
Oh, it's locked.
Yeah, it's locked for that.
Oh yeah, for me, we have money.
I can even go to bed hungry. No, because that's the purpose. Let the thing serve its purpose. So it's locked. So I can't even see it. Even when you're saying, can we buy this? I'm like, with which money?
With which money?
You have money. And you're thinking about the other money. No, I'm like, no, but there's a purpose for that money. It's locked there. It can't be touched. That's what you're thinking. I mean, I'm not saying that perspective. I'm not even remembering there's money there.
Okay.
I can even go borrow elsewhere, knowing very well that there is money because it's locked. That chapter is closed. Okay. So that is my perspective, and that's how I've been able even to save so that I can do things. So when I put money aside for one thing, unless you introduce that thing, for me it doesn't exist.
Mm.
It exists only when the purpose is introduced.
Okay.
So when the purpose has been introduced, then now I can shift focus and look at that money. Yeah. So according to you, no, for me I didn't really get it. I didn't get you until now we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me.
Oh, you didn't get it until you talked?
No. I kept wondering why do you want to touch it and it's for another purpose.
Yeah.
So yes, it's still under us, our custody.
Yeah.
But I felt like the purpose is much greater than what we are trying to achieve on this other side.
That's a strong point. Very good character, or what do you call it? Trait of a very good trait for a saver. Savers are like that. Savers, and that's why you find, even when you talk about wellness, financial wellness, you speak about contingency fund. A contingency fund, basically, even as I asked that one day, I'll talk about finance wellness, up to where I'll have gleaned wherever I'm working from. But contingency fund is a fund which is 6 months worth your monthly expenses. A whole 6 months. Which, even if, what do you think is an emergency? What do you take for an emergency?
A sickness.
For a parent, even for a child. Those things that are called emergencies. They never touch that contingency. It's never an answer for you.
Because it's greater. You are able to, make 2-3 calls and sort this emergency.
Yes.
As opposed to
breaking
that, because once you break that, it means there's a whole month that you're going to be making calls to other people. So that is much more.
And this one is not the contingency fund. Is an interesting fund because you don't touch it until you lose a job. When you lose a job, now 6 months you can go without borrowing. You'll not call people, but your house will be paid. There'll be food on the table, there'll be clothes on your back, there'll be water in the house, nothing will miss for whole 6 months. That's why contingency fund is there.
So knowing that, how is it that did not inform you when it came to this particular decision?
Basically just because probably my own biasness, probably at that time I remember I told you it's that like how I had another thought about that when we were putting that money aside.
Yeah.
And another thought, me that that had not started doing my investments. Okay, I've started because I have my insurance policies running, and this in the third year, so I've already started. But there's that for that thing which you call money growers, where you multiply your money. I can't say I have that, and me as a man, I feel that this is one call that I need to answer, and I feel it's now because it's when I'm generating income. Because I know I have no other shot Ukombele. I have no shot at it again Ukombele. That ahead, I know it will be tougher than it is now. So what do? I work on what is. I feel, and I'm thinking now. What should I do this amount? Instead of locking it there, because I'm not saying that activity we have put it aside for. It's not it comes. Its time is still.
For me, security is seeing the padlock.
So I was thinking. So this was my bias. I was thinking, this money I can put it. A place X. As it waits for this other one to follow through, then it's done. You can break this where you put, because this way you put is giving you an income. It's generating an interest. That's what was my argument. And so when I eventually put it where you asked me, we had planned to put it initially. I had a double mind. So wherever I was going, I was thinking twice about that guy she left there. Yeah, I had a thought every time I would think about what if I did this, what if I did this, what if I did this. Because I was so sure I was going to put in that plan. Yeah. So yes, are they important, both of them? Yes, they're important. They are totally important. In fact, what I did was much more important. What we were doing initially, working it there, it was the highest priority. It was the highest priority. It was to answer to a purpose.
Yeah.
More than you can put a metal ticket into that place and it all goes down the drain. It's likely. It was an investment. The investments go whichever way. But this one was to be locked and you could have seen an evidence of it.
Yeah.
When it come to be put into use, you will see the evidence of it years.
Yeah.
To bring up an evidence. But this one you're chancing.
Yeah.
Who told you when that interest will have to be?
And I think I'm not a risk taker person.
Oh, you're not.
People say I'm a risk taker. I think I am a deep thinker, and when I make that decision, then I follow through because I have calculated all the risks. But I'm not those ones. I calculate, so I'll calculate. This is what. Yeah, but if there's just a speck of doubt, I'm not gonna go for it. Yeah, and I think I had a speck of doubt with that option. And I kept telling you, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
So they mentioned, no, that they didn't mention.
Yeah.
I was not doing it also on vision. I was not doing it on just with my mind. I kept telling you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then do you know how much are the inquiries from people who are dying?
I know, I saw you making calls and I'm like, I don't like this thing.
So that's how it went that way.
Yeah.
But I know when you lock something for a purpose, the best thing is to lock and not even think about it. Forget it's there.
Yeah.
Forget it's there.
Yeah.
It's the way you say. That's what I call the contingency and the emergency funds. Those funds are very important. Yeah, so that you find, even if you have it. The emergency fund you can have it. You can have it. You can have it in two different. You can have it in a more permanent place and another one. Probably can have one. We can have up to 40%. If it's 100% of the emergency fund, 40% you can have it in a savings account with an ATM card.
That can access.
You can access
once a month, is it? Or
emergency? No, emergency is when it's emergency. Only emergency.
Once, one off.
Not one. No.
But
it depends.
it
depends what emergency means to you.
Okay.
You can find illnesses.
Yeah.
That's what you do with the emergency fund for illnesses. Remember our fence fell there. Our perimeter wall fell. Perimeter fence. It went all flattened down.
Yeah.
That was now emergency.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do 40% with an ATM. With an ATM.
Yeah.
And don't keep the ATM in. I don't keep the ATM myself. The ATM will leave it somewhere. You and I, you're my accountability partner. You know it where it is, in the house, and what's a pin. The pin is done between the two of us. And then the 60% now that one you can put in the money market. It earns for the interest, but so you have 100%, 40 here, 60 there. So these are emergency funds where you find. We'll talk more about it, but it's more about emergencies. As I said, the fence fell, the child became sick, sick parent back home. Maybe a pet fell sick. Any emergencies.
Yeah.
Then you can then look at emergencies like somebody is leaving the country. They want to have a very good. What can I call it? Be a motorbike for me. A very awesome Harley Davidson.
Or a very nice cooker. So that it can be enjoying some
Baby,
yum chom.
Do you imagine yourself on Harley?
No.
Harley Davidson.
Wait, where? In this Nairobi of ours?
Yeah.
Unless you tell us you're moving us to some nice neighborhood.
Oh. So you can be parking it there and then you come.
We walk. You know, we've really deviated.
What are you talking about?
We were talking about making hard decisions.
Yeah.
So you will find there are important things to us, things that we've talked about, things that are important to you as a man, things that are important to me as a woman, and the things that you've delegated to me, I'm diligent with them, or that have been delegated to me.
Yeah.
So you will find there's conflict, because of some changes, because of 1-2-1-2.
Yeah.
But so we're talking about anger, how to express anger.
Yeah.
And you started saying things that I do.
No.
And say.
But at least we understood that we are communicating.
Yes.
So the issue is anger. You should be angry, yes. What do you do with the anger?
And how do you communicate?
Do you want to, because you're angry, you go look for your moshene friend and start gossiping, enjoying the time.
I don't have a moshene friend. I don't do moshene. Moshene is gossip.
Yes.
I don't gossip.
So that's sin now. That's what the Bible calls sin.
Yes.
Don't go slander your partner.
Yes.
Up there because now you're angry.
There are partners who really slander their couples, like there are people who slander their partners to other people. It's ugly.
There's even that part where they call it prayer partners. They call it a prayer partner.
But it's Moshene partner.
Yeah, it's Moshene proper. Because the Lord said, please pray for me and my husband at this time as the Spirit leads you. Then start for half an hour. The item will be discussed for half an hour.
It's a prayer item, but it has come as a
discussion point.
Where? Yeah. Okay, so don't discuss your partner with your Moshene partner. Instead of having a Moshene partner, have a real, true prayer partner. Ask them, what does the Bible say about this thing? Man, I'm so angry. I want to communicate. I know we all have our issues and we're growing, but at least have that desire to grow. Yeah, to grow. Like, am I improving myself?
What do you mean?
Like, am I better in my communication?
Yeah. It's very few days, very few moments that happen that we didn't end up having a conversation. And all of them we had a conversation. Yeah, you told me, what this? You've been telling me when it happens that way, you should persist. Yeah,
so when you persist, you assist. Yeah, when you let me pass, you don't touch. You don't reach out.
But it's because you express to me what happens in you now. So when I see you doing that, I don't want you to go very, very, very deep into that hole. Because you see there are people who it's not even when they're command and they're quiet, they're not accusing themselves.
So me, I accuse myself.
You go deeper into your own mind and you start asking your mind questions. Why did they do that? Why now? Or is it because what you tell me? That's what you told me. So forget. Okay, so there are others who probably will not go back to accusing themselves and blame and put it back to themselves. But probably I would say the mind is interesting because it has a thing of trying to ease and burden. It's your mind playing doing that trick on you. It's trying to ease it's thinking it's easily in the burden, but it's creating a very wide playing field. And don't you know the devil is happy about that? Yeah, he'll really give you a roller coaster ride on that. So some of them, some people may not be accusing themselves, just be quiet and they say, let's see what they'll do. Let's see what they'll do with me not talking to them for 2 days.
Some will even withdraw from cooking for their spouse.
Oh.
Some, don't even touch me,
touch me.
I'll not call you, I'll not talk to you.
Yeah.
Probably if you ride together, you find them taking an Uber earlier so that you don't ride. I mean, they just create spaces for distance. So it's those are dangerous routes to take.
So you see that somebody like that, it's easier when you to switch off when you okay to Jamaziana we see, let's be quiet to see what will happen here. And you're all quiet. I'm here on my phone, you're on your phone there. I'm on my TV, you're on your laptop, and that's it for 2, 3, 4 days. Yeah, so that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Now the distance, you will not come back to where you were before the incident.
Yes, you will not come back.
Not likely.
You cannot build that hole. That is a hole.
Yes.
That will go for a long time.
Yes.
I remember my pastor used to call it that there's a crack on the wall. So they used to say, it's just, I see a situation. The situation is like now there are rats in they've gotten into the house. The crack. There are cockroaches because there was a crack in the wall. That's what he was talking about. What they call it, they say it in Swahili,
usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta.
Yeah. So if you don't handle that ufa, that crack, before it's a crack, you'll end up building the wall. So you're saying even these rats and rodents, don't worry about them. Yes, everything has a. Remember, if anyone who looks for, what we were saying, we'll get there, of course, how to manage it. And all of it was seeking help.
Yeah.
So once you seek help, that's now what you're calling help.
Yes.
That's now good. You're now actually working on that crack.
Yes.
And what happens what happens in the dark room when you switch on the light, what scatters?
The rodents.
And everything else.
Yeah, they scatter.
It's just about letting out.
Everything that is not supposed to be there, it will.
It's just about put on the light. That's all.
Switch on the lights. Yeah. Put on the lights. Don't create distance. I don't know how you guys resolve your conflicts. I don't know how you express when you're feeling something that is not in your favor has happened. I don't know, but tell us in the comment section. We are the Rukenya'S. Thank you for tuning in. We are winding up now. Leave us a comment, subscribe, share these videos. We always anticipate to hear your feedback. Leo tumekuwa vulnerable. You always say that when we come to the podcast, it's like a continuation of our own relationship. Yeah,
you don't feel that. Yeah. Actually, it's a communicating place.
Yes.
If so much is exchanged.
You feel like you learn, there's some things you learn, even as we're talking like this.
Even from personally sharing, I find myself thinking what direction should we go. It's something you learn. You grow, you learn, your mind stretches.
Yeah, true. You see, you guys are helping us.
Yeah.
This is also therapy. It's therapy, and we're glad you've stayed on listening to our podcast. So just do what we've asked you. Subscribe, share, like, the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, ring that bell. So thank you.
They know when you're setting up the other one.
Yes, but we always premiere every Friday at 8
p.m.
Yes, at 8 p.m. So, can we see you next week? Should we see you next week?
Sure.
Yeah, bye. Thank you for tuning in. Kwaheri. Bye.